Not 100% coffee. Stop drinking these 7 coffees. Horrifying truth. Senior health tips. Hello and welcome. Let me ask you a question. Does your morning cup of coffee, the one you rely on to start your day, sometimes leave you feeling jittery, anxious, or with an upset stomach an hour later? Do you ever get that afternoon crash that feels more intense than it should? If you're nodding along, you might think it's just the caffeine, but the horrifying truth is often much deeper. The root cause may not be the coffee itself, but what's hiding within the beans of many of America's most popular brands. We're talking about contaminants like mycotoxins, which are toxic molds, and residues from harsh pesticides. These hidden elements can contribute to chronic inflammation, disrupt your gut health, and turn your beloved morning ritual into a source of daily stress on your body. But I have a promise for you today. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to choose a clean, healthy, and delicious cup of coffee that gives you pure energy without the negative side effects. In this video, we're going to count down 7 of the most popular coffee brands in America that you might want to seriously reconsider. And you will want to stay until the end, because the coffee at our #1 spot is one of the biggest bestsellers in the country, found in millions of homes. People drink it every single day, completely unaware of the potential issues lurking in their mug. Before we dive into this, I'd love to know who I'm chatting with. Please, take a moment to say hello in the comments and tell me how long you've been a coffee drinker and where you're watching from. It's wonderful to connect with all of you. All right, grab a cup of, hopefully clean coffee, and let's get into the truth. We are going to count down these 7 popular coffees, starting with number 7 and working our way to the #1 brand you should be most cautious about. Coming in at number 7 on our list is Yubon Traditional Roast. My friend Arthur, who is 78, has been drinking Yubon for 40 years. It's a habit, a tradition. He loves the taste, but he's also complained for years about nagging joint aches and a general feeling of inflammation. So what's the potential issue here? Many large national brands like Yubon use a blend of coffee beans sourced from various countries to keep costs low and maintain a consistent flavor. The concern is that this often includes lower quality Robusta beans, in addition to Arabica. Furthermore, coffee is one of the most heavily sprayed crops in the world. Beans sourced from countries with less stringent regulations may be treated with pesticides and herbicides that can make their way into your final cup. The scientific concern is that chronic, low-dose exposure to these chemicals can contribute to inflammation and place a burden on your liver's detoxification systems. A report from the Clean Label Project has previously highlighted the presence of various contaminants in non-organic coffee brands. This could be a contributing factor to the kind of persistent, low-grade inflammation Arthur experiences. So what's the practical guide? The right way to buy coffee is to look for brands that are explicitly USDA certified organic. This seal ensures the beans were grown without the use of most synthetic pesticides and herbicides, giving you a much cleaner cup. Next, at number 6, is a brand with a unique flavor profile. New Mexico Piñon Coffee, specifically the dark piñon pods. My sister Betty, who is 69, loves the nutty flavor. She bought a Keurig machine for the convenience and has been using these pods every morning. The concern here isn't just about the beans, it's about the added flavorings and the pod itself. The ingredients often list natural and artificial flavors. The term natural flavor is unregulated by the FDA and can hide a cocktail of chemical compounds used to create that nutty taste. More importantly, when hot, pressurized water is forced through a plastic pod, there's a growing concern among scientists about the potential for microplastics and chemicals like BPA, or its substitutes, to leach into your coffee. A study in the Journal of Hazardous Materials confirmed that plastic kettles and containers can release billions of microparticles when exposed to hot water. While research on coffee pods is ongoing, the principle is the same. Betty was looking for convenience, but she was potentially adding a daily dose of plastic compounds to her diet. The better way? If you love flavored coffee, Buy high-quality, organic whole beans and add your own flavor. A sprinkle of cinnamon, or a drop of pure vanilla or almond extract, gives you a delicious taste without the mystery chemicals and plastic exposure. At number 5 is a decaf option that seems healthy on the surface. Our family's cherry decaf Traverse City. My neighbor Charles, 75, switched to decaf to help with his blood pressure. He chose a cherry-flavored one because it sounded like a pleasant treat. The horrifying truth here lies in the decaffeination process. Most mass-market decaf coffees use a chemical-based process. They soak the beans in a solvent, often methylene chloride, a primary ingredient in paint stripper, or ethyl acetate, to remove the caffeine. While the beans are steamed and rinsed afterward, trace amounts of these industrial chemicals can remain. The Environmental Defense Fund has raised serious concerns about methylene chloride, linking it to a host of health risks. The idea that you're drinking something treated with a paint-stripping chemical to be healthier is deeply troubling. Charles was trying to do something good for his heart, but was potentially ingesting chemical residues. The practical solution? If you drink decaf, you must look for the Swiss Water Process certification. This is a 100% chemical-free method that uses only water to remove the caffeine, resulting in a clean, safe cup of decaf. Now for number 4, a staple in millions of American homes, Folgers Classic Roast. My friend Dorothy, 72, raised her kids on the smell of Folgers brewing. For her, it smells like home. But she's also struggled with acid reflux and an upset stomach for years. The issue with many massive canister coffee brands like Folgers is the potential for mycotoxins, specifically a nasty one called ochratoxin A. These are toxic molds that can grow on coffee beans that are improperly harvested, stored, or processed, which is more common with lower-grade beans bought in bulk. These mycotoxins are known to be inflammatory and can be particularly harsh on the gut lining and kidneys. A study published in the journal Toxins found that ochratoxin A was present in a significant portion of commercially available coffee samples. While usually below the safe limit, the concept of a safe amount of a toxic mold is debatable, especially for someone drinking it every single day for 50 years. This could be the hidden source of Dorothy's chronic stomach issues. What's the alternative? To reduce your risk of mycotoxins, choose coffee grown at high altitudes, ideally from a single origin. The beans are denser and less prone to mold. Also, look for brands that specifically test for mycotoxins to ensure a clean product. At number 3 on our list is a budget-friendly option from a retail giant. Walmart's Great Value Classic Roast. My brother, Edward, 70, is on a fixed income and always looks for a good deal. He buys Great Value because the price is unbeatable, but often complains about feeling jittery and having a harsh energy crash. The concern with ultra-low price coffee is often the quality of the beans. To hit such a low price point, these coffees are typically made from the cheapest, lowest grade Robusta beans. Robusta beans can have nearly double the caffeine of smoother Arabica beans, leading to those intense jitters and anxiety. They are also often processed using a dry method that can increase the risk of mold and defects. Furthermore, the roasting process used to cover up the harsh, rubbery taste of cheap beans can create higher levels of acrylamide, a compound that forms in starchy foods during high-temperature cooking and is considered a potential carcinogen. Edward thought he was saving money, but he was paying for it with his well-being, getting a harsh, dirty energy instead of a smooth lift. The scientific community continues to study the long-term effects of acrylamide, but the consensus is that minimizing exposure is wise. The better way? You don't have to spend a fortune. Look for brands that offer 100% Arabica beans. Even a slightly more expensive bag of pure Arabica will provide a smoother taste and a cleaner energy that is well worth the extra $1 or $2. Now for our runner-up. At number 2, another store brand bargain. Dollar General's Clover Valley Instant Coffee. Florence, a widow of 81, loves the simplicity of instant coffee. It's quick, easy, and reminds her of her younger days. The horrifying truth about most instant coffees is that they can be the worst offenders for containing acrylamide. The process of making instant coffee involves brewing the coffee and then spray drying it with hot air to create the powder. This second high-heat process can dramatically increase the formation of acrylamide, sometimes to levels more than double that of regular brewed coffee. Florence was choosing convenience, but she was likely consuming the highest levels of this potentially harmful compound. A 2013 study that compared various coffee types found that instant coffee had, on average, the highest concentration of acrylamide. What to do instead? If convenience is key, there are better options. An old-fashioned French press takes only 4 minutes. Or, look for high-quality, organic, instant coffee brands that use a superior freeze-drying method, which is gentler and creates less acrylamide. And now, the #1 coffee brand you should stop drinking. This is the brand sold in massive quantities, beloved for its price, and found in the shopping carts of millions of seniors. Costco's Kirkland Signature Columbia Coffee. My own father, George, who is 80, used to swear by this coffee. A huge can for a low price. What's not to love? But he suffered from terrible acid reflux and a constant nervous energy. Here's why it's our #1. It combines several of the potential risks we've discussed. While it is 100% Arabica, it is not organic. Given that it's Colombian coffee, a region known for heavy pesticide use in non-organic farming, the potential for chemical residue is a significant concern. Furthermore, to produce such a massive volume of coffee at a low price, the quality control and sourcing standards simply cannot match those of smaller, specialty coffee roasters. This again raises the potential for higher levels of mycotoxins. Finally, it's typically a medium dark roast, which, when done on a massive industrial scale, can still create significant acrylamide. It represents the pinnacle of mass-market coffee, prioritizing quantity and low price over quality and purity. George was getting a triple whammy of potential contaminants in every cup. When he finally switched to a high-quality, single-origin organic coffee, his acid reflux disappeared within a week. So, we've journeyed together through the dark side of the coffee aisle. We've uncovered how issues like pesticides, toxic mold, plastic contaminants, and processing chemicals could be lurking in 7 of America's most popular coffee brands, turning a beloved ritual into a potential health risk. But this is not about fear. It's about empowerment. Knowledge is power. What you choose to put in your body every single morning is one of the most important decisions you make all day. Your body is always trying to heal, and by giving it the cleanest fuel, you allow it to thrive. Now, I truly want to hear from you. It's time to be honest. Is your favorite coffee brand on this list? Or, more importantly, do you have a favorite healthy coffee brand that is organic and mycotoxin-free that you'd recommend to our community? Let's help each other make better choices in the comments below. And if you found this information valuable, please show your support by pressing that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell for Seniors Daily so you never miss our next video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.